Welcome to Wizard Wednesday. You'll note that I'm in full wizard regalia. Because I'm feeling very special today. And I'm feeling really special today because, first off, it's Wizard Wednesday, and this is a highlight of my week. Hold on, let's go. Needed to seal the door to my chambers. Hi, I'm Kelly Sievertson, otherwise known as the Wizard himself to some people. This is Wizard Wednesday. This is where I share my art with you. I'm a full-time illustrator and tattoo artist in Chicago, Illinois, and I'm also more than a full-time nerd. I'm like an extra time or all the time nerd. I'm an every time nerd. And I've been playing tabletop role-playing games for like 30 years at this point. Nearing my 40th birthday, which is gross. Very, very gross. And I've been playing in the same weekly tabletop group for like 7 years. Through that period of time, I've been building my own homebrew world. And because I've been such a nerd for a long time, and because I'm so visually oriented, I like to share drawings of the world with my players and with you. Slight little plug here. You can have access to parts of my world. You can see some stuff that I'm making if you click the link on my profile to the Patreon. It's just the Wizard Wednesday Patreon. It is a small amount to help me know that you appreciate what I'm doing. Also, it will give you access to my Discord channel, which is where I hang out a lot, where I play games, and die a lot in first-person shooters. So, at any rate, Salty Dave, good to see you. I want to tell you all about a present that a client of mine got me this week. It's really awesome. It's a coffee mug. It says World's Best Wizard, which I like because it doesn't really, it maybe implies best or implies greatest, but really it's best. And you know, who can say which one's best? You know, it's not more powerful. It's just like, it's your preference. So anyway, I'm having some tea out of this cup. Oh, also it was illustrated by an illustrator that I really like, who goes by Wizard Barge. Another one of the Magi, if you will. So anyway, welcome to Wizard Wednesday. Here's one for you. Still very hot. Still very, very hot. Hold on. I don't know. Do I like this up? It feels a little bit like a vampire if it's not up. So, we'll try to keep it cowled, right? Look at this. Oh yeah, this is good. This is good. I need a couple more robes. Let me jump into it, right? So, this is a piece that we started drawing last time. It's really a favorite of mine, I think. I finished up the tone last time with all of you, which looked something like that. It does have a chain clasp. Look at that. Oh, it actually has two. Look at this thing. This is amazing. Oh, also, Good Kind Tattoo, repping it all the time. Yeah, so this little beastie here, I've been really into making, well, kind of like a bestiary for what's going on. And I've been in the process of making a module for available consumption on the Wizard Wednesday Patreon. That is, it's a dungeon, you know. It's like it's your quintessential like secret buried temple with treasure inside and a little bit of a mystery. And this creature is at the heart of the mystery. Um, it's a really powerful demon from a layer of the abyss, known as, I think it's called the Deep Wastes. It's a wastrelith, and it's sort of like the harbinger of water pollution. You know, nastiness and murk and waterborne diseases and pathogens and all that nastiness. I love how terrible and how big they are. And in our module, one of these has become trapped on the prime material plane, by a practitioner of the dark arts who wanted to enslave this creature into some sort of boon. So anyway, I wanted to share with you how far we got, and I think I'm done with it. I was gonna try to do some background, but I think I'm cool with it. It's sort of trapped in the dungeon. I like that it has like an amorphous background because it's trapped in a place in the dungeon that is really just that is really just like a demi-plane, almost like a really big bag of holding. Sort of like a little socket on the elemental plane of water. Thanks, appreciate that, Salty. Yeah, and to give a little peek for those of you that may not have seen this before. This is the map for the dungeon that we're talking about. Hopefully, none of you buy this for your dungeon masters and want to play, because I'm going to explain a little bit. This temple was built originally to kind of... it was built near like a node that was kind of a natural connection, a natural thinning of the veil between the prime material plane and the elemental plane of water, or the plane of elemental water. I don't know. And those pools are kind of like, these naturally formed things down here that they being the zealots or acolytes or what have you that ran this shrine back in the day, hundreds of years ago. They built the shrine around it, and then used that connection to trap a sort of like a greater demon in it. And the players enter through a minor like shifting of the walls to kind of like like a little accidental back door. And so as they move through it, they encounter a lot of undead, which is, I think, what we're going to be drawn today. But at the heart of that, at the source, like at the origin of the undead energy, the origin of the negative energy, is that wastrelith, right? And how it's like polluting everything around it, polluting the magics, polluting the water, polluting the environment, killing everyone inside and turning them into zombies. And this is certainly not a metaphor, in weird terms, for the late-stage capitalism that we find ourselves in. Or is it? I don't know. That's above my pay grade. So let's talk about some tokens. All of this stuff, all of what I'm making, is designed to be compatible with Roll20, right? So all of these constraints line up with the elements that you need to run. Like, these are tokens and profile pictures and whatnot for Roll20. Little sidestep: if you're in the chat, please let me know that you're here. I would love to. It would be nice to know that you're watching. So, this is one of the undead. What is this thing? Oh, that's nothing. That's just a dude floating out in the middle of nowhere. Let's see. I sort of like that. I want to make a couple like pretty easy. Here, let's just do some office work and group these guys together before I go too crazy. Yeah, okay. All right. I love that. What a good sketch. Oh, I should put the music on. Hold on. I've been into kind of like a darker synth sound while I've been making art lately because I've been playing a little bit of Magic the Gathering, and their new block, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, is like so slick. It's just so good looking. Let's see. Let's get some other. Some of the shapes of undead going on here. Oof. This brush is real big. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Alright. Just loosen up our hands a touch. I've been doing other stuff all day, so I haven't really drawn today, which is kind of weird. Drew a lot last week, though. I had a lot of stuff going on. Lots of big projects. I even did even started a biomech piece, which is really fun and really cool. Directly after our stream, I'll upload the most recent healed portion of that biomech to the Discord, which again you can get access to by subscribing to the Patreon. This undead's in a little bit of a weird pose, and I'm kind of digging it. It's like he got caught in the middle of doing something. We're gonna see. Let me know how the volume is too. Let's see. Let's grab some colors here. Blackbone's going down first. Putting some stuff on me. I might do the face for this guy. Dude, I like that guy. Okay. I'm kind of like just drawing the silhouettes of these things. You know, because they've got this like dark skeletal things. They're almost like when like those old cartoons of like Bugs Bunny when he gets shocked by lightning, you know? Look at that goofy skeleton. I kind of like it. I've been drawing a lot of monster skulls lately for one of the companies that I make digital assets for. It's been cool. It's been really cool. If you'd like to see them, hop into the chat and let me know. We can take a break and I'll show them to you. Really just gonna guess at the physiology of this skeleton. It's gonna be not so correct, but I'm gonna not care. He does, right? He's like, oh no, You know, when I was doing my little promo videos for today, I realized exactly how long my mustache had gotten. And I haven't trained it at all. But I think I'm gonna start pointing it. Look at that thing. Practically has a wingspan. You know, I have been really giving a lot of thought to this dungeon. And I've been trying to write a little bit maybe not every day, but certainly every week, trying to get a couple encounters knocked out. I'm about halfway done with all 25 rooms or something like that. And the more I think about it, the more I intended this to be a low-level dungeon. I think for a lot of people it would become a more dangerous dungeon than they maybe realize. This is not intended to be a humble brag, but I have a lot of the same conversations with younger DMs about how they're running their games, and it seems pretty popular that the only resource that they're punishing is hit points, right? Hit points and spell slots. Those are the ones that everybody likes. Maybe not even spell slots. Maybe just everything is armor class and damage and hit points, and that just is such a shallow read of the game sometimes. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on, lots of saving throws. There's other stuff, other resources that I think can be tapped to make your game better, and that's one of the things that some of the wisdom that I hope to impart to the people that follow me on Patreon. I think right after this, I'll maybe write down all these thoughts so you can really know what I'm talking about. But I'm designing my own creatures for this, right? Because why not? I got so much going on with all these things that I'm making up my own stat blocks, right? And I think one of the most important things, I talk about this a lot with people when they ask me about it, encumbrance and rations. And one of the things that I want to do with this is that, given the Wastrelith's nature of corruption, right? Very slowly, maybe without realizing it, the food and water of the adventurers that go inside becomes polluted, right? Becomes poisonous. And I think one of the things that I'm really gonna push in this as I do it. Let me take a look at this. Just some weird scribbles until I get to the pelvis. All right, worked for that. One of the things I'm going to push in this is just exhaustion levels. You know, I want these undead that are spawned by this Wastrelith to give off kind of the same vibe as the Wastrelith. You know, so it doesn't. They don't try to kill you. You know, they don't try to duke it out for hit points and end up crushing themselves. I think they have an attack that adds exhaustion levels. You know, that's pretty mean. Honestly, it's pretty rough. But you know, aside from just getting 6 exhaustion levels and dying from it straight away, I think that there's a lot of cool stuff that happens along the way. You know, a lot of things that make it so that you need to rely on the help of your group instead of just trying to go it alone. You know, and one of those is reduction in movement speed. And I think also what I'm going to do is probably have these creatures, or maybe some different creatures, attack strength. You know, and I'm always telling people, like I said, not to forget encumbrance. It seems like, you know, people are like, I don't want to do book work. You know, I don't want to come to the game and have to like organize my stuff. My life is full of enough organization, and I get that. I totally get that. The polluted undead vibe, exactly. I totally get that. You know, and there are ways to simplify it, and you know, and not punish people for you know, for wanting to take their time and whatnot. But also, I think by cutting off encumbrance, we end up accidentally like streamlining builds that could be so much more dynamic. Ooh, where did that come from? There we go. You know, like, I think if you're not using encumbrance, you got to give dwarves a different racial bonus than the one that they have. That means that they can move 25 speed regardless of how encumbered they are. You know, and that's cool. Like, and if you're playing out of Tasha's, that's a super easy thing to get. I'm gonna have to pin this on my head. Oh, I wish I would have done some dark eye makeup. That would have been pretty tight. Too late now, though. Whew. It almost looks like this skeleton is ready to dance. Maybe that's not so great. Maybe I need to work on that. I don't think there's any escaping that. Oh, he looks so silly. I think his humor eye are not big enough. Not long enough. Humorous's humor eye? Yeah, let's just go from there. Let's not get too bogged down. Let's try to make work. His dance fits music. I think that's where it's coming from. And the Wizard's makeup stream. I'm not sure how. I guess it might be interesting in the way that it's interesting to see people fail. I'm not very talented when it comes to makeup. Let's see this. How's this working? What was the? I think there was like a Vampire Masquerade thing that used to be like the coffin dance. That's in honor of Count Canula, friend of mine who frequents the stream as every once in a while. Let's see. I think I see how I did this. It's clearly been a while. Ah, okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really kind of digging this music right now. I have no idea what it is. But shout out to Aim to Head for this copyright-free dark synthetica jams. Perfect vibe for our undead construction today. Let's see. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I feel like this music kind of fits the nature of our construction. That's interesting. I don't know that we need that layer. Yeah, I don't think we do. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, we busted that out. Let's get a couple more going. Ideally, these are just kind of like, some low level grunts. We need some big daddies now. 100% fits. Well, Salty, that's why I'm here. To take you out of your everyday life and to bring you into wizard life, wizard time. It's a slightly different, 65% different, 65% sillier. I don't know if there's correlation. But nonetheless, let's do some. I feel like we need some. Ooh. We need some undead with some horns. This stuff is all abyssal in nature, so I feel like we gotta follow that a little bit, right? Let me draw my head shape. perspective on this is a little funky, but, you know, they're undead. They're mostly spectral. I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. I'm just gonna keep on with it. And keep it a little weird, keep it a little twisted. Ooh, maybe... Does this one have wings? Ooh, I'm gonna suggest the wings with his cloak. Hmm. Man, it's hooded. Okay. Let's take it over the top. Maybe we can get some... I bet I could get some pretty good dynamic shadows in this. I could make some pretty good tattoo reference if I wanted to transition into doing, like, neo-traditional or something like that. I could, like, hold an apple if I was a pretty woman, I guess. I don't love it. But we're gonna get there. Gonna keep doing the work until it happens. What the hell? Where did that come from? Bizarre. I don't even know what feature that was. Oh, how is everyone feeling about the Rings of Power? That's like... That's a new development, right? That's a new expression of this niche that we live in. Call me a skeptic, but I'm not convinced that it's going to be good. I think it might be bad. Ooh, shit. Let that be a lesson. Check your layers. That was almost such a bummer. Hello! It is a wizard robe kind of day. That is exactly what it is. Glad to have you here with us. We're just jamming out. Making some undead in this dancery. Take a second to say that all of the stuff that I'm making today is intended for assets for Roll20. You can get those assets by subscribing, becoming a Patreon, or becoming a patron on Patreon. Currently up there, some of my favorite stuff that we have is the Level 0 campaign guide, which is pretty tight. It's a good thing to do if you feel like you and your homies are stuck a little bit and you want to just maybe break out. Meant to be kind of a way to change up a game. To take a game that you know and love and make it a little bit different. Maybe put a different spin on it that you aren't used to. Also, oh shit, where did that come from? Guess I'll just fill it back here. No harm done, man. Not a big deal. I think he's maybe flying. Yeah, I think he's maybe flying. I mean, they're all kind of flying, but I figure... You know, this guy's got wings. And there's really no, like, there's no better way to signal, like, ooh, this enemy is special than, like, ooh, this enemy looks exactly like your last enemy except it's flying. I feel like, we kind of have to be good game stewards as DMs sometimes, you know, sometimes. Like, we gotta be nice to your players every once in a while. Like, let them use that skill, man. Let your thieves use sneak attack. Life is hard enough. Ooh, oh, I love it. I love a good one of these. That's still scary because, like, if one was a spider and the next one was a flying spider, that would be terrifying. Yeah, flying spiders. That shit sucks, man. That's not supposed to exist. If you find a flying spider in nature, I want to say run, but also maybe for the good of everyone else, try to chop it down. You know what I mean? Ooh, wait a minute. I fucking did it again. Well, what a goddamn dum-dum. What a goddamn dum-dum. Okay. Check your layers, man. This is gonna be such a pain in the ass. Alright. Am I gonna start over? No. No, I don't think I am. Am I gonna put that on a different layer now? Yes, I am. I might just have to live with that one how it is, because I don't know that I have the patience to totally fix it. Okay. I do like that, though. White pupils? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. White people very simple. No, I think I like that dark. Yeah, okay. That's doing alright. I don't. Wait, where'd this one come from? Cool. These are fun. These are very fun. Hello! So glad that you could be here. Really nice to see all of you. I want to give another shout out to one of my clients who bought me this mug this week and just absolutely made my week. Drinking tea out of it right now. It's nice. Yeah, okay. It's tough. It's T-U-F-F tough. It's like when you gotta pay a cyborg synth credits to sew up your knife wound in an alley kind of tough. That's what I feel like. It's dirt. Ooh, let's get a real big one. I'm going to ask it again now that more people are in the chat. If everyone saw it, what does everyone think about the new Rings of Power trailers? I had a chance to go up and visit my mother, my mom, and watch the Super Bowl with her and her husband. And we saw the trailer together. It's pretty cool. The music is totally wild, and I love it. This is what you imagine goth raves are like. Dark beats, a mysterious wizard, the gang's all here. Yeah, that works. That super works. Well, if you have not seen it, you should go check it out. These need to be bigger. These for show need to be bigger. Whew. I don't want to get too invested in that pelvis before I get these hands going. How has no one seen this yet? I'm never the first to see things. What? The next time you're in your living room, you can watch it in 4K. Yeah, there you go. You have not gone into your living room in 4 days. That's kind of impressive. Oh, the puppy! Tell me how Reggie is. Tell us all about... Oh, he did and he loved it. Steak and fries for dinner and new toys that are already destroyed. That's life, right? That's pet life. Buy him new toys, immediately garbage. He's carrying around the carcass of the hedgehog. It's perfect. Neon's wife, who I tattoo pretty frequently, stitched up an amazing dog toy, or crocheted it, I think is probably the proper term. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. But she crocheted the best dog toy. It has lasted the longest against the teeth of these foul beasts. They still carry it around. They tore all the stuffing out eventually, but the skin just refuses to die, so they have like... It's like they're carrying around some sort of weird animal pelt. It's really the best. A trophy. Oh yeah, that's kind of scary. No, that's the opposite of scary. Hello! I'm so glad you made it. So glad. Again, if you are in the chat, please say hello. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know that what you're thinking. Let me know that you're enjoying it. Or if you think that this is a bunch of fucking bullshit, let me know so I can block you and keep all the haters out. Two weeks in a row, exactly. Yes, thank you. Please gang up on the haters. I feel like with these horns, it's got a little bit of like a puppy dog vibe to it. I'm gonna have to change them up. I'm fairly certain that the issue is that the skull is real tiny, but, you know. I don't know that I'm going to fix that. I kind of like it. But maybe it needs, like... Do we just keep it like that? Maybe we go back to the hood model a little bit on this. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think it looks pretty good. I don't know if these are a little bit out of control, though. Oh, he looks so sleepy. I don't know. I think it is... It's a channel called Aim to Head. I don't know anything about them, except that they have several hours of free streaming dark synth, which I am apparently a fan of. Dude definitely needs a nap. It is, in fact, a spoopy Roll20 icon. That's what I'm building. I'm not gonna build these eyes. How do I feel? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely the way to go. Okay. I'm feeling good about it. Yeah, those are gonna pair really well. You need to show me your map building software. Yeah, that'd be super cool. I love a good map building software. I like to I like to build on top of it, though. Give me one more. I like to draw on top of it. But I do... There's something, like, specifically about the triple line hash marks. If you know what I'm talking about, that's great. If you don't, it's just... It was like... There was an old way... Here, let me show you on the map. I'll show again. I'll show this map in case anyone missed it. This is the map to the dungeon that these undead live in. But let me see if I can. I'll turn off layers and I'll try to fake what I'm talking about. Okay, so put another layer there. We make it real small. So there's this method of making maps where you let's go wilder. Okay. Where you go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you just like switch it up. You like kind of want to keep pretty much the same directions, but like if you repeat that over and over again, it looks super slick. Here, I'll finish this little area. Takes fucking forever, but this is how they used to be done when they were when D&D maps were like done by hand. Maybe they still are, I don't know. But if you look up any issues of like Dragon Magazine or anything where like someone has done a homemade map, man, that looks pretty fucking slick. I may have to. I think I might have to make a stamp brush of this. God, how long would that take? Probably a real long time. But it might be worth it. I don't know. Yeah, this is for sure spoilers, but that's okay. I think I've done... I've finished 1 through 9, so I really only have like the back half of stuff. Which is the super fun stuff. Some of these areas where like I'm trying to describe the disarray of what's happened was a little bit clunky, but it's really cool and really fun to get through. The unifying narrative of this dungeon is that all of these pools of water are attached to this, like, to these original pools of water where the acolytes of this temple were breaking through the thinned veil into the elemental plane of water. And they accidentally summoned a Wastrelith instead of summoning a Gene. Caused the destruction of this temple. But that's the mystery that they kind of got to figure out, that the players got to figure out. It's like, what happened and how to fix it. But the Wastrelith is trapped in a like dimensional pocket. But that dimensional pocket is attached to all of these water sources, right? So there's like a couple throughout. So anytime the players get close to one, they begin to hear this like disembodied voice of this wastrelith as it tries to talk to them so it can be freed. It's a fun little thing, and like I was saying, it's not really. I think it's gonna be kind of weird because these undead that we're doing, right? These guys, they don't really want to like toe-to-toe the PCs. They want to get a couple hits in and then leave. And their sole mechanism in the dungeon is just to pass along reduced strength scores or levels of exhaustion. So they're really easy to hit, but those like stackable nerfs will end up having like a big effect. And there's in case you missed it, here's the finished wastrelith. I came up with a name for him one day when I was riding my bike to work, and I forgot. So I'm gonna put that down on paper. But the best part of this dungeon is that it's so deadly because of all of these things. There is like, you can only have 6 levels of exhaustion before you just straight up die. But you could get into a world of hurt where you have to leave and maybe come back again. And there's just so much treasure in this place. Just like, hundreds of pounds of gold and magical items, where it becomes potentially a thing where like, they might have to decide what they take with them and what they don't. And I like the idea of, I always like making my players make choices between good things and then losing out on the rest of what was offered, I think opportunity cost is a really cool resource to play with when you're building your campaign too. Let's see. What else do we need to do? Maybe we do a mimic. I feel like there should be a mimic. So we're gonna make a new layer. Select. And then what are we gonna do? What's gonna be the background of this mimic? Just gray? Five undead tokens, that's pretty good. I think I feel good about that. I'm sorry, Gronklin? Oh, you're the name for the waster. Not Gronklin. I like it. I like your spirit, though. I like your spirit. So let's get some... What's this brush? How big this is. Oh man, I don't know what's going on with my throat. Whew. Let's. Yeah. Okay. Invert. All right. All I'm doing there is just putting some texture on the back so I can begin to see some shapes in it. You know what I mean? You probably don't. That's cool. I don't like to draw on totally white canvases, or just totally blank pieces of paper canvases. I like there to be a little bit of tooth on something before I start to commit lines. What am I doing this? I feel like if it's a mimic, it's gotta have some pretty gnarly teeth, maybe I like a mimic with a big tongue. I think it's technically called a pseudopod, but I like them big. What's the shape of this thing? Gross. So started watching a show on Netflix called Love Is Blind. It is crazy. It is messed up, man. In the show, yeah, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. That's why I'm bringing it up. In the show, they it's all about like trying to find your person, trying to find your loved one, what have you, your romantic partner, without it being based on looks, right? So then these people, the goal is to try to find a fiance, right? And you spend, I don't know how long, like 4 weeks or something like that. Like, these contestants spend 4 weeks or so talking to a group of people who they intend to find their like long-term romantic partner from, and those are the contestants that like find love during that 4-week period. They then go on like a honeymoon, right, where they get to meet. They get to be like intimate, you know, they get to hang out, they get to like actually date, and it's supposed to determine like, you know, it's they say it's a social experiment. It's really like, it's crazy gnarly. It's just so manipulative, you know, and like they set up situations where these people that they've chosen, the people that the contestants have chosen, you know, are like given opportunities to like speak with other people, be around other people, you know, maybe be intimate with other people, and it's just like such a kick in the pants, man. Like, some of these people, you know, love is hard to find, right? But like, it seems pretty clear that some of them have not found love because they maybe have other issues. You know, not that they're necessarily judging their intended romantic partners by looks too much, but maybe that they're like not dealing with some trauma that they need to be dealing with. You know, not dealing with their own triggers, as it were. If you haven't checked it out, I don't know if I recommend it, but it's what I'm watching. I'm going to give a review of season 2 in the Discord as I finish it. So you can look out for that. If you want to hear what Kelly has to say about other reality TV shows, you can become a supporter on Patreon, which will give you access to my Discord channel. I hang out there, play video games, usually stream video games and chat with people. This is sort of like my creative facing, my creative phase maybe, and that stuff's more like where I just hang out and get, well, I guess I don't get called a noob anymore, because that was like my generation's word. I think bot is maybe like what the youngins call people who suck. But regardless of what the term is, I am that. This music is over the top. Getting fucking pumped. motherfucker. Well, we draw on that again. Check your layers. Son of a bitch. Man, that is definitely the theme of the day. Check your layers. Man, it's embarrassing enough just doing it in the first place, but doing it on stream is just amateur. Just some Bush League psych out shit. Well, at least I feel a little bit better about the outline coming through it a second time. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. There's I think maybe in the 5e monsters manual there's a little blurb, little side box, little text box about greater mimics that are mimics that for whatever reason gain the ability to pretend to be people. And there's a lot of stuff I see on TikTok lately about using monsters like the false Hydra, which is a good way to mess with your players if you want to get into some weird like what's real gameplay, which is super cool. I don't mean to make that face, and I'm not teasing it, but I think maybe to me a more interesting version would be like, how does a mimic, what's the catalyst of them becoming able to take the form of creatures, of humanoid creatures? Is it an age thing? To me, that's what I want to know. Oh, right on, Salty. Thank you for stopping by. Glad you did. I'll be here next week. Exactly. See you next time, Salty. Ditch that sketch layer. Yeah, okay. Okay. looking terrible. There we go. Man, putting a mimic at the end of a dungeon where you've been stripping your players of strength scores and effectively like exhaustion counters is kind of a dick move, but I'm gonna do it nonetheless. Some good metallic effects, man. Some good metallic licks, too. Rubbery metal. It's gross. Gross, gross, gross. Yeah, good little fleshy. of digging the shape of this thing. I might. Well, might have to make a full-size version of this. A nice cleaned up kind of full-page mimic. Been looking for something to paint lately. This might be a good option. Speaking of painting, as I enter, well, now that the world is sort of opening up more and more, tattoo conventions are becoming a thing, and I'm trying to stay safe within boundaries. And if I'm going to be traveling, I'm also going to be making some prints. It's sort of an industry that I have not really included in my own day-to-day for a little while. If prints are a thing, or if art is a thing that you might consider, let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments. And I'll kind of see what the consensus is. Maybe we'll end up making some high-quality prints of some of the stuff that we've done on Wizard Wednesday. Could be cool, right? A little movie poster of the Onion Lord. Movie poster size Onion Lord is actually really fucking cool. A more than decent root. Looking pretty good. I think I'm going to finish this one up and call it for the day. Gotta get some tattoos ready for the week. But I think we've made some cool stuff today. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. Don't do that one. think that's it. I think that's our Mimic. So, we're gonna call it there. Nice little roll 20 token to send us on our way for the end of Wizard Wednesday. This episode has been brought to you, as always, by me, Kelly Sievertson, full-time illustrator and tattoo artist in Chicago. If you want to check out the work that I do on that side of things, check me out on Instagram. There should be a link on my profile. If you want to see more of what we are doing, what we have done today, if you want to see that body of work, please check me out on Patreon. It's Wizard Wednesday. The link is also in the profile. Ooh. At any rate, thank you for stopping by. Please like and subscribe. It really means the world to me and lets me know that you think that I'm doing a cool job. Please, again, if you become a patron on Patreon, it gives you access to the Discord channel, where we just hang out and talk about stuff. We'll also give you access to this module, which should be dropping in the next couple of weeks. Look forward to seeing you there. All right. Until next time. Happy Wednesday.